Well, Susan, we've had a lot of amazing human beings on this show, but now we have someone even more amazing.
More amazing?
More amazing.
No.
Yes.
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 I'm glad.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Signature Studio Spotlight Series, where we put the spotlight on agents that shine so bright. I need to work on my words a little bit better, though, don't I? How are you, Susan?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited to talk to this young man.
Me too.
He's a big dude.
He's a big dude. He's got a big business going on.
He does.
He's got big success.
And he's been here for a few years, but he's already rocked it out. Mr. Joe Hawes. How are you, buddy?
Joe Hawes!
Yay, Joe Hawes!
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Are you happy?
I am very happy to be here.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
So thanks for being on the Spotlight Series here with us. You have been at Signature Realty for how long?
2.5 years. I started, almost 2.5 years. I started January of 2017.
Very cool. And then did you have real estate background before that?
I did like commercial real estate for like a company, but I was more of a W-2 employee, and that's what I left to become a realtor, and this is the only brokerage I've ever been at.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So why did you come to Signature Real Estate Group?
Well, I interviewed at a couple places. I was like, I'll be a realtor, and I was going to keep my job at the same time.
Of course, because that's how it always starts.
Oh, yeah, I'm totally going to keep my job and do it at the same time. And I met with like a couple different places in the area, and I was going to go to one, and they kind of told me something. I went to go sign the papers, and it seemed like a little bit different. I'm not going to name any names, but it was sort of like a pyramid scheme. But the old one, not the new one. And so I was like, when I went to sit down with them, I was like, oh, this seems really bad. Like, I'm going to get like 54% of my first 5 deals.
Oh,
and
wow.
I wasn't sure what to do. And then that day, I had a friend that was a realtor who was watching my kids. And I went to go pick up my kids. And she said I should come to Signature. And I was like, well, I saw the sign next to Bella's that said 100% commission. I'm brand new. I need to learn. I should probably go somewhere else. She's like, no, you'll get a mentor, and they'll teach you how to do everything. And I'm like, maybe. And she gave me Susan's number, and I set up an appointment, and Susan was amazing. And
it's hard to say no to Susan once you meet her. Yeah.
And the difference was I get 100% commission. I pay a transaction fee, and then for 3 deals, I had to pay 10% to an agent to like kind of hold my hand. And then that agent was Sean McCann, and now we're like really good friends. And we actually shared an office for a good the first 6 months I was here, and we're still friends to this day. And it worked out perfectly. So I couldn't imagine having gone anywhere else. I probably would end up on somebody's team or something terrible like that. And now I have my own team, and through the first 4 months of this year, we're going to be over 100,000, and it's technically my 3rd year, I guess.
Yep.
That's incredible.
I know. But you know how when you meet somebody and then you kind of size them up and they tell you their story? He was a real easy one.
Oh, yeah?
It was like, oh, he doesn't even need us. He's so going to be fine. His history and what he was doing with this other company.
It was called Regis.
Yeah,
so I was
Regis.
leasing executive
Yes.
suites,
Yeah.
but it was more of a 9 to 5, and I had to drive to Orange County and then like Riverside for a while. And, living here, driving that far is really terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I heard the 91's fantastic now.
Oh, I took Ortega. It was so bad I took Ortega every day. I risked my life. Every day I did not take the 91.
Oh, man.
But it was exciting to see what he was going to do because he was already successful there.
Right.
And so there wasn't a question or a doubt. So in my mind, when people ask me, okay, should I quit that job? Is it worth the risk? Should I go do this? He was a real easy one that I wasn't worried at all.
Yeah,
for
so
the
I
transition.
I told Susan that I was like, well, I'm going to give it like a few months, and then I'll quit my job, and like once I get money like saved up, and then probably a week later, I just quit my job.
Yeah, I'm not coming in anymore, all right?
Well, they did the comp plan change, and I got this new comp plan. I was like, oh, okay, so I'm not going to make anything more than my base salary, so I have to sell like X amount of houses to make my base salary. I was like, I think I could probably do that. And if not, if I came close, like at least I don't have to drive anywhere.
Yeah.
That
So
was worth it. And do you live in Marietta now, or?
I live 2 blocks from the office.
Very cool.
Yeah. So
Nice.
it's beautiful. So I was actually home before I came here for this,
That is awesome.
putting together a bed for my daughter.
That's one of the greatest things about this real estate career and business is that, I hear people complaining about the commute in San Diego. Like, there's some people that spend, almost half their workday in the car just being stuck in traffic and whatnot. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, because everybody moves here from somewhere else.
Right.
So I moved here from San Diego. The first like 3 or 4 years, I commuted to San Diego. And then I got a new job and commuted to Orange County or Riverside for 4 years, which is even worse. San Diego was actually delightful compared to driving the other direction.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
Wow. So are you born and raised Southern California kind of guy?
I've lived here since I was 12.
Okay.
So I would say so, but like I've lived in like 6 other states. So
Where are those other states?
I started in South Carolina till I was about 5. Then I went to Rhode Island for a year. So if anybody asks why I'm a Red Sox fan, it's because I lived in Rhode Island in 1986 when they went to the World Series.
Oh.
And then and my brother immediately announced himself to be a Yankees fan. So got that going for me. And then we moved to Oklahoma and then Arizona and then here. So
Military family or?
no, it's kind of odd too because we ended up in Oceanside, but no.
Because usually when someone's like, yeah, I've lived in every state, I'm like, oh,
I lived
military,
everywhere and then we ended up in Oceanside, but no, we're not military. So
Parents were just, hey, road trip.
I don't know.
Daddy was a Rolling Stone.
I literally only went to the same school for 2 years in elementary school, 3rd and 4th grade at the same school in Phoenix. And then for high school, from like my middle of my freshman year on, I was at the same school. Other than that, I went to a different school for every year.
What school did you go to in Phoenix?
I don't know. It was elementary school. Alta Vista Elementary School.
I don't know. I just grew up there. So
It was
like,
next to
hey.
Cortez High School. It was right next to Cortez.
I even know Cortez High
So
School.
the elementary school that's like right next
Yeah,
to it? That one.
Yeah, I think we're afraid of that neighborhood, though.
Oh, yes, it's not nice. You are afraid of it. I didn't know as a kid, but now knowing now, like, you are afraid
You
of
don't
it.
go out after
How
dark.
do I know?
No, that's
I
n-
lived there.
It's not. Oh,
No, not really.
That is not a good neighborhood. Actually, Alice Cooper went to Cortez High School.
Oh, he did.
Is that the
that's
claim
right.
to
Yeah.
fame for the school?
I would assume so, but maybe it was nicer in the 60s or 70s
Yeah.
when he went there. But it's not nice now,
Yeah.
for sure.
So you hear people saying that going to different schools and not having that kind of consistent school life or growing up with kids, all that kind of stuff. Oh, I have issues now and all this kind of stuff. Would you say that you maybe got more successful because you had to adapt every year or two or whatever, like changing those groups? Did that make you more adaptable is what I'm trying to get at?
I think it definitely helps, especially from a sales aspect, because
Right.
like you're always used to new things. Like it never bothered me switching schools. I never really had a problem with it.
Because you know, some parents are like, oh, I don't want to move during the school year because
Yeah, I
little
know.
Johnny, he's
In
going to be
fact,
scarred.
Yeah.
I was mad once because like we didn't move during the school year because I was always like new, but I wanted to be like the new kid that comes in the middle of the year, but I never did. We always moved in the summer. So I never actually became the new kid except for my freshman year in high school. So that was the one time, but we moved from like Carlsbad to Oceanside. So didn't really even matter.
Right.
But I always wanted to be that new kid to move in the middle of the school year, but I was always in the beginning. But I think it helps with sales and like meeting people and stuff like that. It definitely helped me. And the other plus is that like when I hear music, any song between like 1980 and 1993 or 94, I could tell you exactly what year it is because I know exactly what city I lived in or where I was.
I
So
love
like certain
music
songs,
for
I'd be
that.
like, I know like any song that came out in 1986, I'm like, oh, I was in Rhode Island when this song was out.
Oh.
You know, like that kind of thing.
Any songs you want to forget?
No, I'm good. Yeah, it's good.
So you have a brother.
I do. I have a brother. He lives in Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a sister who lives in San Diego.
Are
No,
you oldest,
I'm the
youngest,
baby.
middle?
I'm the baby.
Oh.
You're a big baby.
Yeah, I know.
How tall are you?
6'5".
6'5". Yeah. So did anybody try drafting like football during high school or anything like that?
No, I gave up all sports to just surf.
Really?
It's probably a bad idea. I probably should play football. Yeah,
didn't know you were
After
a
like
surfer.
9th grade, I just stopped. Well, I don't anymore. I have small children and live in Murrieta.
Yeah.
I want to start again, but it just sits in my garage.
Did your dad have a business background or like what?
Look, he sold jewelry, and then my mom was always a salesperson. She had different jobs though.
So you have sales genes.
Oh yeah, well both my parents were timeshare salespeople in South Carolina. So
Oh, nice. Maybe that's why you had to move because it's like, oh, we better get out of town.
nobody likes us anymore. No, but yeah, so it's always been a sales thing. Like, so I talked to my mom about sales and everything, and
That's great.
yeah, and she's actually a realtor now. She just decided to become a realtor. She's had her license for, I don't know, 15 years, but she's never done it. But she sees the success that we're having here, and like, so she just started again.
Good for her.
Yeah, hopefully she does well.
You can teach her everything you know.
Yeah, my phone doesn't stop ringing.
How
In
do-
a good way, if my mom ever watches it.
Is your mom of the generation? It's like, how do I fax this? You're like, Mom, we don't fax things.
No, she's actually good with that kind
Oh,
of
is
stuff.
that okay?
Yeah, for sure. She didn't actually do the real estate before when she first got her license. So, you know, everything she learns is new.
So you're like a duck to water to this business then. I mean, you were like just wired for it.
Well, that, and then plus when you have 3 kids, then you're like the main breadwinner. You kind of have no choice. Because if I don't do well, then I have to go get a job.
That sucks.
Yeah, I
You
don't like.
have a job.
Well, yeah, no, it's not a job though.
You work 88 hours a week to avoid working 40. I get it.
No, but that's the thing is I don't.
No, he doesn't. He's really good.
I've mastered it to get it down to about like 25 hours a week.
Awesome,
I
man.
usually don't work on the weekends unless I like have showings.
Right.
And lately that hasn't been the case, but it hasn't really. They've just been during the week, and I have time to coach all the kids' sports. Today I left at 12 to put a bed together for my daughter while my wife paints her room, and then I only came back because of this.
Well, he also has a strategy in that. Because there's a difference in listing, a $200,000 house and a $2 million house. Because the check is a little different, Joe Hawes, which affords you the ability to kind of maybe do 25 hours a week.
Well, yeah, but still, we have 7 escrows at the moment
Good for you.
on that many hours, and my buyer's agents work less than I do. So
That's awesome.
Good
it's just-
systems.
it tends to work out. Like one of my buyer's agents has been my best friend since 8th grade. He's an excellent salesperson. He gets 2 in escrow, and then I don't see him for 2 weeks. And then when those start to close out, he comes back in, reels it back in. You start seeing him every day again, and then. But it's more the idea that we've worked so long in places where you work so many hours that it's nice to have this freedom now.
Yeah.
Like he worked at LA Fitness, which is like 9 to 9 every day.
Yeah.
Before I worked at Regis, I worked at 24 Hour Fitness for 8 years, and it was 8 to 8 every day, and it's terrible. So now that you can actually like work and make money, and we do it smart. Like when we're here, we work. We have like our mornings like is working hard, and then if in the afternoon, if you don't have appointments, then you go spend time with family or do whatever you want to do.
And he has the Zen office.
Why is that?
Whenever I'm walking down the hall and I'm like, my mind is going 100 miles an hour,
Yeah.
I just walk by and then I step into their office. Because it smells good. It has
Got the lavender
calm
going?
lighting.
Oh, we don't have
and
like the
maybe
fluorescent lights on.
Yeah, like maybe there's a lamp and something smells good, and there might be some background music, and I just walk in and I'm just coming in for a second.
Yeah, well, it's nice. We don't have the bright like fluorescent lights. We have
Yeah.
just regular lamps, and I put on some different music. Whether sometimes it's like Miles Davis or a lot of reggae too, and something calming. And she comes in and she's like,
Finds her zen.
I'm just getting it on me.
but the main point, like I think the biggest thing, and actually one of the biggest things I got from Adam Nelson is like the 5-minute thing. Like anything you celebrate for 5 minutes, and if it's bad, you can only cry about it for 5 minutes, because there's so many people around that are stressed out and freaking out about their deals. It's not going to help your other deals that are like going well.
Yeah.
And isn't it funny the human mind focuses on the negative stuff? So you could have 7 in escrow, but it's that one that will eat up a lot of agents' minds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the key is to just not think about it. Do what you can to salvage whatever you can, and if it works out, if it's supposed to work out. If it didn't, then you're supposed to learn something from it.
So either way, you win.
Yeah, either way you win. The working out part's better, but
Yeah, it's always nice when
but
you get paid.
sometimes you need to learn something. Like I learned a lot of stuff today, and it's great.
So you're definitely a high-producing agent. So how do you generate your business? How does that come to you?
We do a couple different things. We do buy leads, so I mean, obviously that's easy, but that goes away. Recently Realtor.com's disappearing, and but that's okay because we do other things too. So we do a lot of cold calling, circle prospecting, and calling expireds, and we're listing heavy too. So even though we're probably 50-50 between buyers and sellers, we have 8 active listings right now. So that
Fantastic.
helps. Yeah, so we can always leverage that to get more business and call those neighborhoods or call expireds, and we've had success with that as well.
So you do a lot of phone stuff.
Yeah, a lot of phone stuff. We probably do more open houses, but I don't really like them. So if I have a listing that needs an open house, or if it's like a new listing, I'll definitely do an open house. But I'm not going to like slave away doing open houses because that's the time I want to spend with my kids. They're in school all day. I coach both of their soccer teams, so there's 4 hours of Saturday that's gone. Sometimes it's at 8 a.m. and I can do an open house or something, and sometimes last week it was at 12:30 and 2, so the day is pretty much shot.
So how long have you been married? How old are your kids? And how did you propose? The
good one.
important things to me.
That's a good one.
10.5 years I've been married, and so it'll be 11 years on August 16th.
Ooh, he knows the date. This is good.
That's a good sign.
That's great. And we have 3 kids, a 10-year-old boy, Maverick, 8-year-old girl, Madison, and a 2.5-year-old boy, Tucker. And so there's quite a bit of a gap between the first 2 and the third one. We did plan for the third
Yeah,
one.
honey, guess what? Yeah.
No, we planned for it, but like I had a cooling off period. I made her wait before we had the third one because we had always decided 2, and she said, "Oh, I want to have a third one." I'm like, no, we're not doing that. And she had a bunch of pregnant friends at the time. Like, you have baby fever. This not gonna happen.
It's so real.
And
So
then
real.
I made her wait like 2 or 3 months, and then after 2 or 3 months, I was like, okay, if you still want to, then we can, and we did. And I'm so happy we did. He's adorable, and it's super easy because we're like pros now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
And he's adorable. He's like the best behaved 2-year-old kid on the planet. So
Yeah.
So
good.
do the older siblings help out?
yeah,
Kind of the best of the sibling
Yeah.
abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're watching them right now, but Grandpa's there too. So I mean, but they're good. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So how'd you
Yeah.
propose to your wife?
We were actually. It's funny. Me and my wife were only together for a few months when I proposed.
Oh.
I knew like immediately, like within a week, like, oh, this is it.
How'd you
So-
meet?
We met at the 24-hour fitness manager Christmas party.
Okay.
So her and her friend came to me and my roommate's house, and then we drove down together. And then, by the end of the night, she was giving me like a lap dance in front of all the other managers at 24-hour fitness, clothes on.
Yeah.
And that was it. I saw her every single day for, I don't know, years. I probably didn't spend a day away from her for at least like 4 or 5 years after that.
Oh, that's so nice. So how'd you propose?
So I proposed. We went out to dinner, and it was in Seaport Village, and nothing crazy spectacular. It was just right after dinner kind of thing.
Did you get on one knee?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
You were sitting there like, what up?
I just kind of
Get
slipped it on
married.
her finger when she wasn't paying attention, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, it's good. It's better than this knee stuff."
Did she hesitate or she like, yes?
I don't know if you noticed, but I do things differently than everybody else.
Yes, you do.
I didn't get down on my knee, and I haven't heard the end of it 15 years later.
Really?
Yeah. My wife's like all about that whole classic knee
The
thing, and I didn't
romantic-
do that.
I call those romantic delusions.
It's called it's called generic,
Yeah.
lame.
Yeah.
You're
That's what I
copying
call
everybody else. Do it
Yeah,
different.
Right?
differently.
Yeah.
But it was just me and her in Seaport Village, and we used to live like we could walk to Seaport Village, so
Oh,
it's
nice.
very close to our house too. So
Do you go down to San Diego a lot still?
no,
No, not at all.
not really at all.
No? No business down there?
No, it was weird. Like I was the manager at the Horton Plaza 24-hour fitness, and I go there every day. And now Horton Plaza is like some weird like ghost town.
Really?
There's no stores. It's strange. There's just homeless people everywhere. It's strange.
Oh, I haven't been there for years. Is that what it is now?
I think they're gonna turn it into apartments or something.
Really?
Yeah, it's really weird. The only thing left is like the gym. Even like Nordstrom's is gone, Macy's is there, and the gym's there,
Wow.
and that's it.
That's too
couple
bad
weird-
that didn't work because it was fun while it lasted.
Oh, it was great when I worked there. I lived
Yeah.
there. Oh,
I remember going to Horton Plaza. I liked it.
I went there every day.
The different layers.
Yeah. The only
I would
problem
get lost real easy.
the only problem I had is that I would kick people out of the gym because they'd be like weird, like homeless people you didn't know were homeless, and they sign up and they're doing something weird, and you kick them out, and then we'd be walking down the street with my pregnant wife. Be like, hey, we should cross the street. She's like, why? I was like, I kicked that homeless guy out. We should go across the street.
But a lot of them try to like get the showers there and stuff like that. Or just
Weirder.
Weird. Way
Weirder.
weird. Huh?
Well, we're not going to talk about
Yeah,
that.
no, it's
are
good.
we?
We'll get moving on.
Moving on. Moving on.
Off air, I'll tell you some good stories.
You got some good ones.
I got some real good ones.
So what's your favorite hobby?
For me, to be honest, I love coaching my kids' sports. I've done baseball, football. Right now, we're doing soccer. I got 2 soccer teams. Both of them are my kids fall in the same age range, so we have a girls' team and a boys' team.
Are you a
And,
screamer or do you have a whistle?
Oh, I'm good. I'm very calm.
I thought I was going to be a calm one, but boy.
I'm calm with the girls' team. I mean, it's tough.
Far post!
At this age, the girls' team is much more like reserved and like easy to deal with. The boys' team's a little,
Rambunctious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very much so. They're just doing Fortnite dances the whole time.
Is that big in your house too? The whole
Not
Fortnite thing?
anymore. I think like once he saw these guys doing it, he's like, I don't know anymore.
Play it out, Dad.
I think he's starting to feel like, oh, it's lame. I'm definitely feeling that way.
For about a year ago, though, that was like the hottest
Oh,
thing,
big
and
time,
then they were
yeah.
like screaming at the TV and all that stuff. It's a game that all these like tweens play,
Yeah.
but yeah, now it's kind of past its prime, I think.
Good. Let's move on. with
Kind of
our
like
lives.
Minecraft or whatever. a couple
Yeah.
years ago.
For sure.
Dad stuff.
Yeah, boys, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah, good times. All boys.
Yeah.
So at least you have 2 boys to protect the daughter. You got the daughter sandwich.
I'm
I
not
guess.
worried about her.
No, she handle her own.
She can kick their asses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she tough.
she's a beast.
Do they
Yeah.
fight?
Oh yeah.
Does she win?
Oh, she pretends like she lost so that she can get sympathy.
Oh,
But she's tough. Like, I'm not worried about her outside of the house. Inside the house, she's like, oh.
Yeah, right.
But outside the house, I'm not even worried about her. She's like amazing. Like, she's like, I don't know. She just marches to the beat of her own drum. She does her own thing. She doesn't care what anybody else thinks. It's great.
that is great. There's freedom
Yeah.
in that.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
awesome. She's a great person.
I hope that never gets taken away from her, and you keep doing that with her and make sure
I hope it does stays too.
yeah.
Well, what do you see for your real estate career over the next few years?
You know, for me, like I said, I really like the way everything's going right now. Hopefully, nothing changes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, things change all the time in real estate, so we'll see. But as it is, I really like the schedule I have set up, the way everything works out. I have everything dialed in right in my little neighborhood. I live literally across the street from the Catholic Church right here.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids go to school. We can walk there. We can walk to the sports bar for the sports. And then if I drive during the day, like, it's not that big of a deal. Driving to, like, I actually drove more last year than I did when I was driving to Orange County every day.
Because a buyer.
Just because, whatever, going to listings, showing houses. I have more miles on my car from that, but it doesn't feel like it. I never feel like, oh no, I have to go here.
That's awesome. So you're living your best life, man.
Trying to.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And I think he probably eats cake a lot.
I don't. I don't
You
eat any cake at all. No, my wife makes wedding cakes.
Gorgeous.
Oh, nice.
Gorgeous
Yes.
wedding cake.
I thought you were trying to fat shame him. I was like, Susan, that's not nice. Jeez.
I would think I'd eat all those cupcakes and cakes that my wife
She looked
would
at you.
make.
She's like, yeah, he eats a lot of cake. I'm like, why does that matter?
No, I do look like I eat a lot of cake, but I do not. She's been doing it for about 6 years now, and for the first like 2 or 3 years, I ate a lot of cake, and I'm all caked out. I'm good.
Is that a high stress business? I can only imagine the whole bridezilla thing and like the stress of perfection and
The only
or she-
stress is the delivery,
Yeah.
and even that's not even stressful anymore. She has a thing called a cake safe. It's like this huge box. You stab like a sword through the cake, and like it can't fall over. Aside from the delivery, it's not bad. It's fine. The delivery is very stressful.
I remember her carrying in the cakes because she's done a couple for us. And I remember watching and just, you have to stop and go, and wait a second to make sure it's safe, that
You're
nothing
telling me.
drops. Yeah, all that art. She's
Yo.
an artist, though.
She is.
Yeah,
very
she's really talented.
And she's amazing. I really lucked out. Like, I really did a good job.
She's really pretty,
Like, I don't
too.
know how I scored this girl, but I'll take it.
I know, like, I like to see people on Facebook and stuff like that, and you guys are all lovey-dovey, and I like, I think you had the ugly Christmas sweaters
Oh,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now that you're here at Signature, you can come to our Christmas party this year.
I'm allowed.
Yeah, yeah. No realtors that aren't sick. You don't belong if you're not here.
Yeah, we
It's
just
just not
know you.
happening. I'm serious. Like, I don't hang out with, only realtors I hang out with are in this office.
There's about 170 of us, so that's good.
Mostly just the people in my hallway, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a little bit on the back hallway, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, welcome to
sometimes-
this side.
Yeah. No, not this hallway. I was talking about the other
I
one.
know. Thanks.
The hallways all have names.
Yeah.
What's this hallway's name?
Their hallway is the fun hallway.
What's ours?
I can't tell you.
Oh, great. Thanks. I'm in the bad hallway?
No, they're all just different hallways.
This wasn't properly disclosed to
They're
me.
all they're all different.
Well, she's done such a great job selling the offices that, like, you had no real choices at the time either.
This is true, yeah. It's like, do you want this one or
Last
it's
one.
the only one? Yeah. Do
Last
you want
one,
it or
that's all
not?
you got.
Yeah. They're smaller on our side.
Oh.
That's cool.
Okay, so if you had to give one piece of advice to a buyer that you were going to work with, what would you give them?
A piece of advice that they
To a
should
buyer.
work. They should work with me
Why?
because I'm better than everybody else.
Is that your presentation?
No, but you know, I just find when I go show buyers houses, I just have a different way of doing it. I do have some like personal guarantees as well because I just want to make sure that they have the best service that they could possibly get, and that I'm doing my job correctly as well. And I always ask for feedback. If I'm working with somebody for a couple of weeks, I always ask them how I'm doing on a scale. I tell them on a scale of 1 to 100 because it's less stressful. 1 to 10 is like, you know, if you don't say 9 or 10, this guy's going to be pissed. If you go to 1 to 100 and somebody says like 72, you're like, oh, that's pretty good.
See?
Great.
No, not, I wouldn't think that's good. But like, it takes less stress off of them. But I always want to know how I'm doing with them as well. And buyers tend to like me, and listings, to be honest, with the listing appointments, I've only not gotten like one listing appointment that I've gone on. The rest of the time I get them. I just need to make more appointments.
Right.
But when I go, I'm pretty much like, I'm bringing the listing contract because it's going to be signed.
Nice.
But you did something really smart in the beginning of your career, and you created all your systems, and your marketing and your branding pieces are all excellent. They're superb. We use them as examples.
Well, and the best part about having that, if you create all that to begin with, if somebody called me like right now and said, hey, I need a listing, I want to list my house, come see me, I can just grab 2 things in my office and go.
Yeah.
And for the most part, if I know what neighborhood it's in, I don't even really have to run comps. I'll know what the price is, and if they want to look at it, we can pull it up on their computer. So it's not like I'm trying to fudge it and like pull up all these different things. And people love that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and to be honest, if I don't think we're a good fit, I'm just going to tell you, because I don't want to work with somebody that's, that I don't want to work with. I'm trying to have fun. Making money is cool too, but I'm just trying to have fun.
No, you hit an important point there, is that when people aren't equally yoked kind of thing, and one, like whether it's the client or the agent kind of thing, and it's just a drag on the relationship, it just kind of throws off the vibe for the whole business for 30, 60, 90 days kind of thing. So
yeah, or like you're like, oh, I have to call this person.
Right?
Right? Like,
Yeah.
and if people don't have the right, like, if you're not going to work well with them, just tell them you're not going to work well with them. It doesn't really matter. And it's nice when you're closing deals that you don't have to be like so desperate to be like, oh my God, I need this.
Yeah.
And I think that's the key to real estate, is to not need the deal.
Yeah.
And to just want to help people, because when you need it, it shows.
Yeah, the desperation comes through.
It goes back to the thing of like, being in a good mood and not being upset about something because the deal goes bad. If it rubs off on other deals, they're going to sense your like weirdness and desperation and whatever energy you bring or don't bring.
Very true. Any final thoughts for agents that might want to join Signature or get into the business, or maybe they're just floundering around at another brokerage?
If you're in our area, you should just be here. There's no point in being anywhere else. Like, I hear all these weird stories about how like people are at different brokerages and like everybody's rude or doesn't share their secrets and all this other stuff. But I've since I've only been here, I've never experienced that. I've just heard negative things. But here, like, all my best friends are here. We just like hang out. We go golfing once a week. I should probably be hanging out with people that aren't agents to try and get leads, but I don't really care. But I literally just hang out with agents now, but they're all everybody in my hallway.
The fun hallway.
We even go on vacation together. We all went to Cabo. Like, we go on vacation together. I was just talking to Sean. We're all going to go to his house for Cinco de Mayo. Like,
life is good.
It really is
fun.
family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each hallway is its own family.
I hang out on the
Still want to know what hallway.
I'm family with the KSA hallway too. Like, Sean's my guy. I started training with Kyle on Monday.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I'm dead right now. I'm so sore.
You are?
I'm gonna be very thin next time you give me like 3 months.
Okay. That's a good goal. I love seeing everybody in the office doing fitness. It makes me want to do it too. Not enough to do it, but it makes me want to.
Starts with one.
Here's the thing. I go to the gym every day, and I have for years. I worked at the gym for like 8 years. But it turns out I was just going to the gym and not actually working out. I didn't realize that until Monday when I met with Kyle. And now I realize, that was just like a complete waste of time. I should have just came here in the first place.
Okay, so that's a good goal. So can we have you back in 3 months and let's see how you did?
Oh, yeah.
I think that'll be fun.
All right, well, 3 months, end of June.
End of June.
End of June.
That's
And you'll be
April,
200
May,
pounds.
June. Wow.
Yeah, for sure. Hopefully you just think my starting weight's a little bit closer to 200.
Yeah, the video here, Joe's a big dude. Like, he looked like a football player.
Here.
Yeah. Like, Susan had to
Yeah.
lift her chair up.
Yeah.
I mean, but you carry it well because you're just a solid dude.
Well, thank you.
6'5".
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I can't be 200 pounds because if I did my body fat and stuff today, my lean body mass is over 200 pounds. So if you take away all of you have to have at least like some body
else it
fat
just
to
looks
like
really
protect
weird.
your organs. And then like even people that are like super ripped are like 7% body fat, right? And like that's like super ripped veins everywhere at 6-pack abs. At 0% body fat, I'm actually still at over 200 pounds.
Wow.
So yeah.
Nice.
So I'm looking more for a little bit higher number than that.
Are you
240.
in on that bet, that $100 bet?
I started it
Oh,
with Jimmy and
Faith.
Faith, yeah.
Yep.
I think I might be the only one that gets there. I don't know how Faith's doing. I know Jimmy's not going to get there. He was
Faith is
eating
gonna
out
get
the other
there.
day. I don't know. I told him just keep sticking to it because at least if you almost get there, like
Yeah.
that's good. It's a win, and
Yeah.
we'll start again for next month. If nobody gets there, we're gonna double or nothing this thing.
Ooh.
Damn.
That's
Yeah.
fun.
Stakes.
I kind
Yeah.
of want to join.
Join in.
Maybe that would make me work out.
They-
I don't think so, though.
You should
Who am I kidding?
set something up with Kyle. It's easy when you go and you have somebody just to tell you
Who
what
knows
to
what
do.
they're doing?
It just tells you what to do.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I know what I'm doing. Like, I've worked with trainers hundreds of times. I was a manager of a gym for 8 years. Like, I know what to do. I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
I go. I get up, 5:30. I go, and then I look at my phone while I do like 3-minute rest between each set.
Do you
I-
take a nap after?
No, I come here. Mornings when I work. That's when I work. Is in the morning.
It's true. It is really nice to have you walk in every morning.
I work in the
Yeah.
morning, and then depending on what's going on, I'll be here. I'll usually leave between like 12 and 3. But never much after 3 because I want to go home because my kids are home. I want to go swimming in the backyard.
He's a good dad, good husband, good agent, good man.
I think that's the most impressive thing about your story is just how well balanced you are, you know, as far as your personal life and then your business life, because I think that's the hardest part for a lot of agents to maintain is that family balance. You're either way too much on the business side of things and your family doesn't know who you are, and then, or you're too much on the pleasure side and you don't get
sell
anything done.
anything.
Yeah, and you're broke. So,
Well, and it's funny, and not to slight any other realtors, but like I hear a lot of the people, especially with like a certain coaching group that's out there, where they go, "Well, I put my phone in my drawer for 2 hours every night," and I'm like, "Oh, cool. I've been like laying on the couch watching 4 movies in a row with my kids since 3." I'm sure they'd appreciate it, but I might answer my phone during that time, but like they don't care because I've been there all day.
right.
And I don't ever want to be that guy where I work so hard that I have to like schedule time to put my phone in a drawer. Like, I'd rather just be there all the time. And then if somebody calls or somebody needs something, I'll still answer the phone.
Yeah.
But I'm not like constantly checking it.
You're a good dude.
Very awesome.
You just really are, Joe.
Well, thank you.
I call him Go Joe.
Go,
Every
Joe.
time. Hey,
Yeah, but you call everybody named Joe Gojo.
I do. Who else is Joe? Joe Rodriguez.
Well, there was more Joes
Joe.
before. When I first started, there was
Joe
like 4
Galante.
Joes.
I don't
There
call
was
it Joe Galante. Go Joe.
No, you don't.
No, I think it's.
Just-
I kind of think it's just you.
Now, I think
Yeah.
it used to be more, but now I'm the only Joe that comes. Maybe Joe Rodriguez.
I don't think I call him Go Joe.
I don't think you do either. I think when I first started, there was like 4 of them. And now that it's just me mostly, and then Joe's here every once in a while, but he doesn't come that often. So maybe I just had, that's my name now.
Yeah, he's Go Joe.
Go, Joe. Go,
You should
Joe.
throw my last name on there too sometimes. So I'd hate to think that you called Joe Rodriguez Go Joe Hawes.
That'd be really weird.
I'm sure he would love that.
Well, Susan, any final thoughts?
I just want to say thanks for trusting us and coming here.
Oh, I love
and
it
letting
here.
us be a part of your legacy and what you're building. I'm really proud of you. And I really do love having a Zen office to step into and breathe for just a couple of minutes.
Oh, good.
So thank you for being that for us.
If I'm not here, you have a spare key, so feel free. Just go and turn the lamps on. There's some comfortable chairs in there too. Relax.
That's awesome.
By all
I'm proud
means.
of what you've created. And you should
thank
be
you.
proud too. So congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well, folks, that's it for this episode of Signature Studios Spotlight Series with the world-famous, well-balanced Zen, Mr. Joe Hawes, and Susan Ebert, and the ball guy in the red tie saying, see you in escrow. Bye.
Bye.